Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Knicks, 76ers, and Wizards. Now, if I didn't name them, they're playing 3 games this week, which is about the average. So, take that for what it's worth. We talked about the injuries and everything, and unless these guys are injured, these are obvious starts, like you said. SGA, Luka, Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's a triple-double machine. So those are staples in the league that if you were lucky enough to be able to draft those guys, you gotta play those guys. They are the anchors of your team. So, I mean, I honestly, if one of those gentlemen were on a 2-game week, I would be looking to probably even still start them. I mean, if they average 30, they're going to be dropping 60. That's more than your 10-point guy for 4 games. So just keep that in mind. If you have one of the prolifics, they might be worth starting during your 2-game week. So keep that in mind. Let's see. So you got a couple of guys that are going to be pretty good starters. You got Ty Jerome. He's the point guard for the Grizzlies. He, with obviously Ja still being hurt, he has seen a lot more minutes. He actually made his debut this past weekend, scoring efficiently in 2 games. He's totaled 39 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds in just the 40 minutes on the court in a couple of games.
That's pretty good.
So with the Grizzlies, who just were involved in a trade earlier in the week, they're a little more short-handed. So definitely be looking for Ty Jerome to get some more minutes, especially over his past performances. He's earned some more time on the court. So he is a guy that is not rostered in many leagues, especially not a high percentage of leagues. So be checking for him on your waivers and on your bench to see if he's going to be able to start. And you talked about Jason Tatum's injury. How about Jaylen Brown having a prolific year? I mean, that Boston Celtics team is loaded. Kind of reminds me of like the Dodgers. They just got star power everywhere. But Jaylen Brown is your clear-cut go-to guy. Him and Jason Tatum are a athletic duo that is probably one of the best when they're both healthy in the league. But Brown has stepped up to the plate and has carried, a lot of that team, and not only leadership off the court, but definitely on the court.
Do you like Jaylen Brown better than you do Jalen Brunson? Or is Jalen Brunson, does he get more?
I like Jaylen Brown more than I like Jalen Brunson.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, I don't know much about Jaylen Brown, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? I don't really necessarily want, and it's probably because he's in the New York market.
Yeah.
He's, on TV, he's shown a little bit more. Jaylen Brown is more like just a quiet star, and I like those quiet stars, to be quite honest with you. Just be looking for his leadership and continuing the dominating role in the lineup. He's obviously the clear-cut guy for the Boston Celtics right now. Some big names on players that you should maybe look at and not starting, and some players that you're going to look at me like, dang, if they were on my team, I'd have a hard time not starting them. But one of them is Stephen Curry this week. He has had some doubtfulness, dealing with some knee injuries, and he's another guy that he's a shooter. He probably could play like Ray Allen up until he is probably 40 if he wants to. Now he's one of those athletes that's going to be a billionaire in our lifetime. How long do these guys actually truly want to play? What is their motivation? So just be looking for Steph Curry on limited minutes this week. Also, Anthony Edwards, the old Ant-Man, he is at risk this week. He's battling an elbow injury. He may come out on reports later today or tomorrow and be 100% fine. But earlier in the week, he was unlikely, and if he was, the rumors were that he wasn't going to play a whole ton. So keep your eye on Ant Edwards. Another person who stays consistently injured, Joel Embiid. When that guy's healthy, probably one of the best. He's in the MVP talks every year that he can actually stay healthy, but he is having injury issues. He's listed as questionable. Typically want to stay away from him when listed as questionable.
Got a lot of Kentucky fans that listen sometimes, and there's 3 people that I want to ask you about. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, and Jamal Murray. Those 3 names are names of people that they're pretty across the board okay, but they're not in the superstar. I mean, Jamal Murray can score.
Yeah,
but
Jamal Murray.
With Joker, though, he kind of takes the back seat and kind of gets what's left over.
He really does. I've seen Murray push Joker out that front seat and drive a couple times too in the playoffs and their championship runs and things of that nature. I've seen Murray drop, 25, 30, 35, so he is definitely, I think of those three, I would be, if I had all three of those players on my bench, I'm going to start Jamal Murray over those. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, they're both on the Heat down there, so they're sharing, they're sharing the basketball. So, typically, you don't want to really start too many people from one team. It's putting a lot of your eggs in the basket, So
and Bam's about to be a dad, so his mind might be somewhere else.
And the thing is, with the Miami Heat, they're always in trade talks. Pat Riley is always stirring that pot, and Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo has been two players that if Miami were to make a trade, they would be on the trade block, to be quite honest with you.
Well, we've got about a minute to go. Let's talk about recommended collision center. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
With all of the rain, obviously, with all the wrecks, been seeing the police running the roads pretty heavy lately. You do all insurance work, and then what about those that are like, you know what? I want to see if I can get below my deductible. Do you still talk to those people as well?
100%, whether it is your insurance company, and it can be from the smallest insurance company, somebody local, or it could be one of the major insurance companies. We take them and work with them all. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter who it is. We conform to their labor rates. We work on where they want to get parts. We're not maybe a direct repair facility for them, but we honor our work. You're going to get a warranty through us. Your parts are going to have, your manufacturer's warranty, and I'm not going anywhere. We own our shop. I'm not running from anybody. So my warranty is going to withhold, and if you need something on paper, by all means. But yes, so we do work for all insurance companies. And no, we had a guy come in and pretty steep deductible, $2,500 deductible. The average is about $500 to $1,000, but he's like, hey, my deductible is $2,500. Will you write me an estimate? Ended up being $2,600 was his estimate. He said, should I go through insurance? I said, no. You're going to pay $100 out of pocket, or your insurance is going to pay $100, but you're paying $2,500. I said, just pay the extra $100, save the claim, and use your insurance, and maybe get this one done, and maybe look into changing your deductible on your policy. I know you like those, cheaper a month payments, and that's typically what that means. If you have a higher deductible, your monthly payments are usually less, and that's what a lot of people do. But in the need that you actually need, a collision repair done, that deductible can hold people up at times. And if you're not able to afford your deductible, maybe there's something that we can work out. I'm a human. I have family. I have friends. And sometimes you need your vehicle and, you're not able to meet your deductible. It's not that I can save it, but, if there's something that I can work with you on, if you've got a scratch on your wheel or something like that, and you're willing to look past that or something to help, by all means. I'm a good family man, local, stuff like that. I'd love to be able to help.
And the thing is like, it's what I was saying the other day. You guys are here. You're going to be getting your groceries. You're stopping for gas. You're eating at restaurants. You want to have a good name in the community that you live in, and 100%. That's the deal. And that's why if you got any trouble with your vehicle, just let them look at it. They can give you the honest opinion. They won't cookie cut you like a lot of these big national brand shops that just want to get your money. Go see Brandon and them at Recommended Collision Center.
Bring me, if you want to go see them before me, bring me their estimate. I'll be transparent. I'll tell you what they're doing versus what I'm doing, and I'll let you make your best educated decision. So
give us the address and the phone number.
We are located on the city side, Panama City. We're located at 1329 Jenks Avenue. That's Jenks, Panama City, Florida. You can call us at 850-763-2471.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. And when we come back, we got some stuff we need to shift around and talk about with this Super Bowl. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
By the way, I did give you a heads up that when Tom Brady was slobbering all over Clint Kubiak in the NFC title game, talking about his guy, and I go, Tom's going to hire Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, to take over for the Raiders. Kubiak. Oh, is that how Tom is going to pronounce it?
Yeah.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
The Gator Boys are back
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
and ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and one. Off the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line instead and rises for three. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dumps it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Florida versus Texas A&M. Coverage starts Saturday at 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The puck stops here. James Fife is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
Bring the kids. We got entertainment for the whole family.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for college basketball. Don't forget Alabama and Auburn, the Iron Bowl, kinda, at 2:30 on Saturday, as well as Florida versus Texas A&M at 7 o'clock. You know, real quick, I wanted to read this. I know that we have a little fun during All-Star Week, and we'll talk about the All-Star Game and that kind of thing. But I want to talk a little bit real quick about the All-Star Celebrity Game. I got to mention some of the people because I think it's kind of funny. And I know I'm going to mess up some of the names, but either way, Keegan-Michael Key is going to be there. Rome Flynn, Dylan Wang, Sham Charania, and some of these people, if I'm mispronouncing them, then make fun of me later. Jenna Bandy, Rick Schnall, Taco Fall. Remember old Taco, the old 8-footer?
Dude, he is massive. He's out of the league?
Yeah, he's out. He's out. So he's playing in this now. Jeremy Lin with Linsanity.
Oh, Linsanity. Okay,
Yep,
that's awesome. I like how they're bringing back, I guess, big, influential, maybe not like they were good enough to maybe stay, but like people that, we all know.
Yeah, like circus acts. I think that's what it is. All right. And then here you go. Here's one for all the jump around people. Glorilla in the house.
There you go.
Is it Cafu? And NFL superstar.
Amon-Ra?
St. Brown's going to be there. Now, the coaches for that team is going to be Giannis, his brother, his other brother, and Mookie Betts.
All right. Sounds like
there we go. Now, that is, let's see, what are they calling that? They didn't call it anything. I thought they would call it East or West or something like that. But
I don't know the coaches on the other team. Anthony Anderson, Lethal
Shooter, and Chris Brickley. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Anthony Anderson's comedian. Other ones got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's somebody. Samu Liu, Cody Jones, Badshaw, Andre DeGrassi. I'm having a hard time.
Hey, you're doing
Taylor
you're doing
Frankie
well.
Paul, Matt Ishbia, Jason White Chocolate Williams. I know Jason Williams
There we
from
go.
Florida.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And then Nicholas Van Steenberg, Mustard.
Mustard.
Like
opposite of ketchup.
like, I don't know, like Adrian Nunez, and then Keenan Allen. And like you said, the coaches. So I wanted to just say that a little bit. I didn't know. We'll go through the starters real quick just so we have them because we're already talking about it. Stephen Curry for the West, Luka Doncic, SGA, Shea Gillis, Alexander, Nikolai Jolik, which is the Joker, and then Victor Wembanyama.
I picked that team. Go West.
Pretty
team,
easy.
That team right there.
And then the reserves for that team is the Denny Adedija, I guess, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, LeBron James, Jamal Murray. And then the East starters is Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey. And the reserves are Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duran, Jalen Johnson, Donovan Mitchell, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, let me bet my house on the West.
Really? You think it's going to be that easy?
I mean, I don't know. The All-Star game is an absolute joke. It's going to be 176 to 182. Like, it's just like the Pro Bowl. I didn't even know what happened this past weekend. RIP to the Pro Bowl, man. It isn't what it used to be. These All-Star Pro Bowls, they aren't what they used to be. I think they've diminished over the last year. They're hanging on to them by a thread because of the money that it does actually bring in. But as a sports viewer, man, it's sad to see where some of this, I think
they need to do something like what they do with baseball. They got to make it matter. They got to make it mean something. And if they did that, then that would help for the year. Now, with the All-Star game. Now, obviously, you can't do that with the Pro Bowl because it's at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could do something, but I don't know what it would be. But either way, the basketball, though, where it's in the middle of the season, it's kind of the same way baseball is. If you get home field advantage, but they give home field advantage for the winning and winning games, so you can't really do that. But if they could do something creative to make it where it's worth it because they don't play any defense. Obviously, they don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
And, it does look one side is stacked way better than the other side.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. One thing I want to mention, though, LeBron James not going to do the slam dunk again.
I mean, at this point, he's not doing
23 years in the league, never done it. James, I'm going to ask you. I know you keep up with basketball a little bit. Do you think he a lot of people don't like LeBron James. A lot of people don't like him because the way he is, some of the things he's said. Do you think he hurt his legacy by not winning a slam dunk championship like Michael, to be in there with Michael, to be in there with Kobe, and to be, still to be, obviously the younger kids are going to have him in the top. I know that the coach over at Mosley, Coach Green, he's a LeBron supporter, and everybody's got their own way. But do you think it hurts his legacy that he just didn't even try to go out there and win because he just didn't want to?
Nah, not at all. I mean, how many home run derbies did Barry Bonds win? None. Who cares? Nobody. It's a sideshow event that it draws his eyes. It draws attention. People like it, but it's not a be-all, end-all thing. The slam dunk contest is probably one of the more entertaining things that they do have for the NBA weekend of all-star events. It's a fun one to watch, and people do love watching it. But, I mean, the guy that won, the last 3 or 4, he plays in the G League or something? So who cares?
Yeah, that's true. I understand. It's just
it's not as prolific as it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be
have,
something.
The Kobe's, the Michaels, the
Dominique Wilkins.
Exactly. You used to have those guys do it. And back in the day, they used to take people's heads off in the Pro Bowl. I mean, it is not like it used to be. And I don't know how many times I have to say it. It is not. It's not as traditional, and maybe that's what upsets me, is because it's not my Pro Bowl. It's not my All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's, like you said, the effort's not there or anything.
Yeah, and one of the things that used to be, as a kid, that I would love to watch was that slam dunk contest, and also watching the three-point shootout,
I love it.
and understanding who the best shooters are and being able to name those guys and seeing those guys. And I'll never forget, this this story, and I'm going to say it because I want to.
Let's do it.
That one of the stories that makes Larry Bird the legend he is that the year that he come in and won it, they were all sitting in the dressing room right before the three-point shootout. He comes into the room and he busts open the door, walks in. Charles Barkley tells the story really good, but I'm going to attempt to do it. But he said, which one of you sorry jokers, and I'm sure he didn't say sorry jokers.
I'm sure.
He said, which one of you sorry jokers is going to come in second tonight? And turned around and walked out and went on to the court and won the three-point shootout. So everybody that was there, they all looked at each other like, we ain't got nothing to say because Larry Bird's in the building. And that's just something about his aura. That's kind of where I was going with it. It gives you an aura when you have a story, something like that, or something where you win something.
I've seen a couple, and I won't get into details or what show, but there is a couple of NBA podcasters that have talked about stories of Larry Bird, and he was a different kind of guy out there, no doubt.
Definitely one of the best trash talkers in the building.
100%.
James,
I saw some highlights the other day of a vintage game. It was that great Rumble game of Larry Bird taking on the entire Detroit Pistons. Dennis Rodman. That was a great highlight.
Oh yeah. Well, him, and the thing about him is that he was definitely a person that was he'd give it to everybody. So
he didn't care
him and
who you
Kareem
were.
got in fights. Him and all those Pistons got in fights. He got in fights with Chuck Person. He got in fights with all kinds of people he didn't like.
Larry Bird was one of those guys I'd like to see him just like take a few shifts in hockey. I don't think he can skate, but just the amount of chirping he could do at the other guys.
Dude, put Larry Bird in skates, he'd be like 7'1".
Yeah, and you know
Massive.
what? We might say he can't do it, but I'll tell you what, the dude was good at baseball. The dude could play basketball like no other. Who knows? He probably could have played.
Balance, man.
Yeah, he probably could have. But either way, James, you're not going to be with us for the rest of the week. Let me ask you this: with the Super Bowl coming up, we got the 5-point Vegas, overdog pushing towards the Seattle Seahawks. How do you see it, my friend?
I am looking at kind of the Seahawks, and I am seeing just a 3-point game at 24-21.
24-21. Well, you do realize, now I know I'm gonna make some people mad. I know we got some Seahawk fans that's called in this week and last week, but with Sam Darnold, how great and wonderful he's been in his games against the Patriots, the last 5, 1 touchdown, 11 interceptions.
Oh, yeah, he's totally been McDonald's. McDonald's those games.
I just wonder.
That has to be when he was playing with the Jets. I'm not going to hold all of that solely on Sam Darnold. That was a product that, the Jets are putting out there, but nonetheless, not looking great.
And you can kind of tell that this year's Super Bowl, even though it is about the teams and there's some star power. Don't get me wrong. Drake May is one. Stefan Diggs is one. Obviously, Sam Darnold and JSN. Obviously, he's, all world. But realistically, a lot is being talked about, and we're not going to get political here, but a lot is being talked about the halftime show. And so that lets you know that this Super Bowl is not a star-studded Super Bowl when the halftime show is talked about more than the actual game.
Well, I think that's just because we're not getting, we actually kind of are getting what we're used to with the Patriots there, but we have for so long now, just seen Chiefs and the Eagles there. We're just forgetting that, hey, you can have other teams there. It's okay.
Yeah, we're missing Patty Holmes so much that we've got to share that his dad got arrested. I mean, what does that matter?
Geez.
There's no reason to do that. But either way.
Proby. Can't do that.
But I mean, so when you look at it, it's like, everybody more or less is talking about, it's the Super Bowl, but, are you going to watch the halftime show with the guy wearing the dress, or are you going to change the channel and not watch it with the guy not wearing the dress? So there you go. So either way, we're not going to dive too deep into that. I just want to know that I'm not going to make my pick until Friday, because I honestly, right now at this moment, don't know who I'm going to pick, because I just don't trust Sam Darnold's going to be 100% like what everybody believes. But Vegas usually is right. Is Drake May going to have a coming out party? Is he going to be the next young quarterback that everybody talks about? Either way, got some big high school football players that just signed scholarships that will be coming into the show tomorrow. Don't want to miss it. Right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era.